Okay, we're going to talk about your dash panel. Gauge is not working. The amperage, temperature, and all that. I know the temperature ain't going to work because it's plugged in over there to that unit. But most of the time with some of these gauges, it's just all about dirt. So let me see, take this off and you'll see all the corrosion in there after 53 years. 72 Ford F100. Guys that are working on these will find it. You'll see that right there. See, when you take some fine stainless steel steel wool, put that back to a polish. That goes the same thing on your panel dash lights. Like this one right here, I already did. Open it up. See how I did that one already? What the fuck's up with this? Okay, we're going to be replacing the fuel float into the fuel tank. First thing we're going to do is disconnect the negative battery cable, which you're doing right here. Okay, let's go on the inside, take a quick look. 1972 Ford F100, fuel tank in behind the seat. This has emission items in here. You can see these hoses here have to come off, which will replace with new. Clamps be replaced. There's the fuel float mechanism right there. And I'll go ahead and loosen it up and take all this up off camera because it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to break the camera. Okay, back to the fuel tank. Remove the emission control items. Cut the hoses. It should just pop right out. Okay, there's one side. There's the other. Okay, I'll take that out. Put it off to the side. Put that down right there. Now, those are 1/4-inch bolts. Of course, I got the ratchet all set up ahead of time. And they come out pretty easy. Okay, so I will take those out. And at the last one, then we'll pull the fuel float assembly out. And make sure we don't make no fuel hazard. Right now, this tank has 3/4 full. Just something came to my brain before I started taking all this stuff out. You can see this dirt, dust, and 50 years of accumulation of debris in here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all this out spotlessly. So when I take out these rubber hoses and I take out the fuel float assembly, no contaminants will be going into the fuel tank. Okay, so I did a little wire brushing everywhere in here, removed 99% of everything. So I can go ahead and pull this hose and the cross tube off. Take a quick look around. I'm going to be replacing these old hoses here too. So I can see that it's not too bad. A couple little more spots. And I'm going to clean that up and brush it all out and vacuum it out before I open this last two screws off here. So I'm going to go one more time. Cleanliness is everything. You get something like this in your goddamn fuel tank, you'll be taking the fuel tank out and having it boiled out. So this extra 5 minutes I'm taking right now, well worth it. Okay, I'm taking out the last screw. Put it down in the safe spot with the rest of the screws with a magnet. So now we're going to pull this out. And at all times this tank was shown empty. As I'm pulling it out, I can see that the float is sunk all the way to the bottom. The tank is about 7/8 full. Come on, baby, come on out. It will be seen if it's dripping. Let me see. Take your time. Oh, you can hear it as full right now, okay? So I got a little bit of residue back there. I'm going to get a vacuum cleaner and vacuum that out before I do anything. Make sure nothing goes into the tank. I got a new unit for this now. Let's walk over to the work. Oh, there it is down there. And by the way, just to let you know, all the rubber hoses associated with that piping back there will all be replaced with new. Be right back. Okay, so I got the float in my hand. You can see right now it's dripping. So where it leaks out. See, it's getting all over my hand. Okay, that's the problem right there. And I'm going to put the new one in. I'll be right back. Okay, just want to let you know I have a new gasket for this, and that's going to go over here. At one point I thought there was nothing there, but now I find that there is a gasket there. So I'm going to put some type of rubber plug in there, or a rag or whatever, or something else, and make sure I get no contaminants in there. It is pretty brittle right now, so give me a minute. Okay, I have the new gasket in place, matched up with the existing holes. Everything is spotless around there. Like changing out the float on the existing little wireframe right there, self-explanatory. But one thing I want to tell you right here is taking the time to make sure that little edge right there, you don't scratch the float or damage or drop it. I did put this in water earlier today and held it under there, and no bubbles came up. So no, I forgot to film that. But here we go. We're going into the hole. Take your time. Everything's clean. Drop it in. As you can see, the little grounding tab right there, putting it right back where it came out at, right here. And back into the hole. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So I will line up the holes off camera because I'm holding it in my hand, and I'll be right back. And this way we'll go ahead and cut all new hoses here on this unit here, on all these small little pieces here. And I think there's one more. Yeah, one more over there against the wall, and I'll be right back. So I'll let you know. I discovered that in every one of these holes there was an existing O-ring on all these screws here. So just by chance, by being a pack rat as I am, oh, look what I have here. I probably bought that about 8-9 years ago. And remember guys, buy extra hoses, label everything out. If you need 3 feet on a project, like on another car or whatever, always buy 10 feet. Put it in your garage. Store up everything you can, because I got enough there to do many jobs in there. Okay, let me get all the O-rings, get that started, and I'll get back to you. Just to let you know, I use these little calipers right here. That way I got the correct measurement on the size of the little screws there. 3/16 of an inch. So just by chance, 3/16 there, right there. And I don't have to run to the store this time of day. So let me get those out. But remember, always buy a little something like this. Only like $6-7 at Harbor Freight, somewhere like that. And pack rat them. It'll pay off many times over, especially when you're working on carburetors. So while putting this new hoses onto these crossover tube, I discovered that they fit on there too loose. I don't like it, so I'm going to replace it. And we'll just walk over to the old treasure chest. I got this bolt bent off a 1938 tugboat. Half of it went over to Travis's house. Hose clamps. And always save everything you have. You never know when you need an extra hose clamp. So when I find them laying around on different cars and the junkyards, whatever, I pick them up if they're in excellent shape, especially if they're stainless. Here's one thing that most, well, I wouldn't say most, some guys don't pay attention to it. But when you're buying hoses and you're buying extra hose, make sure you get fuel hose. So when I'm replacing those 2 little small hoses there, one there, and one up against the back wall there, they're all the right size. And then when I get down here, I will look underneath the cab. I think I replaced it last time. See if that hose is still good too. If not, I will replace it. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, all the hoses are in. Your fuel float assembly's all in. All the wires connected with a little dab of this. I took off that ground cable there and cleaned it up behind there and put it back on there. Hoses are all clamped. The little hoses that go to the tank are replaced. One on the firewalls are replaced. The clamps are in excellent condition. I reused them all. clean this out basically. I can tell you right now, this cab is going to be replaced, so I'm not worried about making it perfect. So I have bad news. I had a new speedometer cable to go in here. They sent the wrong one, but I'm going to go ahead and reinsert the instrument panel right there, and we're going to test the fuel flow and check all that. Okay, and then here I just want to show you the bucket of my treasures. So whenever you're buying hoses and things like that, always buy a little extra, put it in the bucket, and have a strategic stockpile, because you never know who's going to call you on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock at night. And it's happened to me many times. Okay, we're going to test the fuel gauge float. Just want to show you that. Put your hand right up in there, grab that goddamn exhaust manifold, show you that it's ice cold. Okay, let's go. I like when I can get these older trucks like here to start with a click of the key. It takes a little time to tinker, 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 tinker. Put the dash back in. Okay. This and that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. One pump. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, that works. And your gas gauge works too now. I guess I could put a little plumbing in there and make the temperature gauge up here work, but since you got one down there, I won't mess with it. That fuel gauge works now. Next project I'm going to work on is this spring here to pull the brake cover off. What kind of hill folk thing is that? It'll run better when I'm done with it.